Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm your host, Khadija Tolbert, and today we have joining us senior outfitter Leah Brundidge. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're just about to dive in a little bit, kind of a rewind of last week, Fan Day. Can you talk about that a little bit and how it was your final Fan Day of your college career?
Yes, well, as you know, our Fan Day is the day that we invite all the fans out, our family, friends, to come out and get one of our free posters with our schedule and with our pictures on it. And it's just really a day to get to know everyone, just to give out our schedules, meet different people that we may not meet throughout the year. So it was really good. We had a good turnout. We had it with baseball also, but I feel like we had a lot more fans in baseball. Of course, I'm biased, but it was really cool.
Is there a sort of competitive thing that baseball and softball does?
Maybe not a set competitiveness, but there's definitely one.
It's understood.
We always want to win in whatever we
Gotcha.
do.
So is there anything different this year for Fan Day that didn't happen in the past, or any surprising or memorable moments?
Well, the only thing different this year was that we were on the field. Usually we were kind of behind the dugouts. But this year we were on the field and it was a lot better because we got to be in the sun and not just the coldness and with the windiness. But other than that, it was pretty much the same. We gave out free hot dogs and free drinks, and so I think the fans and the students really enjoyed that part of it also.
Oh yeah, I bet that really brought people out, free food. I know that
yeah.
did. So kind of jumping into this week, you have your first game coming up. How excited are you for that?
Oh, well, I'm really excited. Like you said, this is my last season, but I really have a great feeling about this year. You always have confidence in your team each year, but there's something I don't know how to explain it or what it's called, but there's something about this year. I feel like we're going to do great things, both on the field and off the field. So I'm looking forward to it.
So who do y'all have coming up just this week along? I know the first game is Eastern Michigan, and you play Alabama State this weekend. So how are you looking at them just preparing for the game?
Well, honestly, one thing Coach Mullins always tells us is that we play against ourselves in the game. So it doesn't matter if we're playing Alabama State or Eastern Michigan or if we're playing Auburn or Alabama. We try to prepare the same way, try to treat our opponents the same. So really, we don't have a specific game. Well, they have different scouting reports, but really we just want to focus on doing what we do best and just fighting hard, playing good defense, and making sure our offense is on point.
So I know, you just said, the scouting thing. So you know specific players that you all watch out for other teams. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, we kind of know the different pitchers on each team, what kind of pitches they may throw, whether they have a fastball, rise ball, changeup. So just to give us a little, just prepare us a little bit more in the box. But as far as what player does what, sometimes we get it, but it just depends on the scouting report and what school they're from, really. Okay,
and you play outfield. How did you come about playing outfield, or do you even like playing outfield? And I know you're a pitch runner also, so what goes into the two positions?
Well, with outfield, originally in high school and coming up playing travel ball and everything, I was an infielder. I was a third baseman, and my senior year of high school I played shortstop some. But my favorite position was third base, and I came in as a third baseman here at Troy my freshman year. And, I did decent. My arm was a little shaky at times, just being honest. But they kind of saw my speed when I was younger, and they said they could, use me in the outfield. And at first, I was kind of hesitant about it just because I've never played seriously before. But I've grown to love outfield. I love being out there. I don't want to go back to the infield. Of course, it's still cool. I still respect it. But I like outfield just because it's really challenging. I feel like we're the last line of defense. If it gets past the infield, we have to make sure it doesn't get past us, and it's just a really competitive but challenging position. And as far as pinch running, I don't know if you know, but pinch runners, you go in throughout the game and run for sometimes maybe a slower runner, or if there's a certain situation up. So we really just have to focus on knowing the outs, knowing the situation of the base runners, just knowing the game really. And a lot of times it's a reaction. So that's really what it is with pinch running, even though we work on it a lot in practice.
Okay, I know there was an amazing picture of you actually sliding into one of the plates. How exciting was that? It was a really cool picture.
Yeah, I actually remember that game. It was my sophomore year maybe, but I know we were at home, and I remember, if I'm not mistaken, Allison Milam, who was a catcher at the time, she was up and I was on third base, and they called a squeeze play, which is kind of like a do or die type thing. The pitcher, the batter has to turn around and bunt no matter what. If the ball is laying on the ground, you have to try to get the bunt down, and the person that's on third base sprints home no matter what. So it's an all-out play, and Allison laid down a great bunt, and ran for my life really, and just had to reach out for it. And it was really cool. Minus the fact that my face was full of chalk and dirt when I got up, but it's part of the game, and it was a really good experience. Good memory.
Softball, it can be messy too.
Oh, very.
So like, what goes into like kind of conditioning and preparing for like different games? Is there certain things you have to do like early in the morning or late at night just to prepare for like games?
Well, we have an off season in fall where we do conditioning, which consists of like running, different agility drills, ab workouts, everything. And then we also have weights that we do. And we usually do weights 3 times a week, and then we do conditioning twice. Sometimes our conditioning is usually in the afternoons on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then our weights are usually at 6 a.m. in the off season. But now that the season is closer to season, we have we did weights throughout the day this morning actually, so things are kind of slow up a little bit. So it's kind of like you get a little break towards the beginning of the season, but we still make sure we go hard and make sure we prepare to keep our bodies healthy, because people don't really realize it, but lifting weights is really like a way to prevent different injuries. And knock on wood, if you see, we don't have as many injuries as some other teams because we really go hard, and our strength and conditioning coach is great. He makes sure that our legs are strong, make sure our arms are good and flexible. So that's really what it's all about. That's what we do. That's
really good, because I know I see y'all sometimes and y'all are like so toned and everything. So I know a lot goes into conditioning. And talking about staying healthy, like is there certain like meal things that you have to eat? I know in the postseason y'all have to go through Thanksgiving and Christmas. So how is that with meals and preparing like to stay healthy?
Yeah, well, really, Coach Mullins actually had this talk with us kind of when we first got back, but it's about us, like we say it all the time, softball is a marathon, it's not a sprint. You can come out the first couple of games and do really well, and then that doesn't really mean much because you still have a couple months to play. So really, as far as nutrition goes, it's all about fueling your body for like a long time. You don't want to load up on fast food, pizza, alcohol, and all such things of that nature. You want to give yourself good carbs, fruits, vegetables, eat healthy, just so you can last long. It really, people don't pay attention to it, but I personally have been trying to focus on it the last couple of weeks, and I can tell a difference when I eat unhealthy versus when I eat healthy. So
yeah, that's right. You have to be like right within, especially to play a sport as you do. Are there any like going into the schedule now? Are there any like people or teams that you're like kind of like, oh my gosh, like we're kind of nervous to play, or we're excited to play them again from last season? Is there anybody on your schedule that you're just like dying to play against?
Honestly, like I said kind of at the beginning, we always try to play against ourselves in the game. So as far as like just one opponent that we just are ready for, we're looking forward to, I can't name one right now. But we have some big time names on our schedule, if that's kind of what you were hinting at. Like we play Alabama, we go to Alabama this year. Ole Miss comes to us, so some bigger SEC schools. That's always exciting. But really, any game that we get to play is exciting. Any game that you get to compete in is pretty awesome. And like I said, we just want to like really focus on what we can bring to the game and what we do personally for ourselves.
Gotcha, I get it. And there's a saying that y'all are saying is fight and finish. And I know the Georgia Tech game last year, y'all went to 11 innings and won that game. So can you talk about like what the fight and finish like mentality is for you?
Yes. Last year, Coach Mullins came in as our first year, and when I tell you that she drilled fight and finish into our heads, we probably were saying it in our sleep. And it really paid off, though, like you said, with the Georgia Tech game. And I think all of our extra inning games we won last year, really because whenever we condition, we make sure we go through the line. You make sure you go hard no matter what. You don't ease up towards the end. So it's really like more so a mentality, not anything with how you're physically fit or how you can physically do. It's more so like your mindset. And really, it's all about no matter what, even if you make a mistake, even if you're doing well, you want to compete 110% and finish every play.
Awesome. And now just kind of moving into like some fun questions just to get to know you. What's some of the stuff you do just for fun when you're not practicing, you don't have softball to do? And I know you're president of SAC, so what do you do without any responsibilities, I guess, to say?
Really, I have some really cool friends. I like to hang with them a lot. We like to play Monopoly. I'm the Monopoly champ, so if anybody wants to challenge me, just call me. But I like playing Monopoly, like listening to music, going out, hanging out with my friends, really.
Okay, cool. Another question: if you could meet like any celebrity athlete, like who would it be and why?
If I had to name one, it definitely would be Serena Williams, just because I feel like she's an awesome athlete, but she's also an awesome person. If you look at some of the things she's doing in the community, I follow her on Instagram actually, and today she finished up a house I think in Jamaica that she was building for different people in the community. So I really look up to her as far as like her athletic abilities, of course, but her philanthropy and what she does off the court also.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Leah, for joining us, and good luck to all of the softball season and you this season. And that's all the time we have. Tune in for more Trojan Sports Now. And as always, go Trojans.